Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. It's about to go for a Car-Toon in today's live summit event in the Crew 2. This will be doing a rerun since 4 years ago from 2020 by December 9th through the 16th. Now, it is going to be available on April 3rd through the 10th of 2024 to have a themed summon name to be being played on Car and Car-Toon, as many of the events will be featured to have vehicles, hovercraft, and airplane that brings out to have references from Disney Pixar's Cars and Planes. 6 of them are about to go for a cartoonish and themed color condition, except 3 of them are about to go on an airplane by having 1 and 2 water-based vehicles wheel through the escape and salam. So I hope everything is going to be quite giving a good preparational to have 1 hovercraft, 1 plane, and few other land-based vehicle is about to be ready up and go for a new challenge because of the rerun is now putting up to have a first one ever yet. For those who have already took for only 1 original back from 2020, you're still good to go and you're about to be ready to be participate for a second time ever as a rerun in Car-Toon. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and start for today's live summit event. Let's begin. To every players who don't receive the Dodge Charger RT Hemi Matte Edition as a Rally Raid Discipline from Made by Mad Volume 2. What's left of it because cleared from April Fool's opening in the Platinum by exactly to be almost 1 million points at 895,399 points in position rank 1,247 place. 2 for only 1 vanity and legendary bundle on the hovercraft to go collected and extra earnings to go rack up and have a current total in 3 million bucks. But looks like the ultimate is about to be coming up soon in about a few days left. Just only 1 more to go until we'll be having some main series. We'll have to take some rerun at any time that you really might need to go entered. Will be go forward, and 1 last part of the theme summon will be still on standby by the upcoming. So viewers, by having 6 events are about to be ready up to have 1 airplane, hovercraft, 2 land-based vehicle with a touring car on the Porsche 935 2.0 Coupe Baby, and the Nissan 370C Type C34 will go for a combo event for the second time since April Fool's opening. Somehow I wondered if the point system might need to get it fixed to go back up on every other players who really want to have a million point when they're on the Platinum. But I'll have to get down and do the first skill at New York City in Central Park for the aerobatics and air race discipline. Got to be ready up. I'll have to take the stick, go by the gate, and you know what to do. Just get the points rack up and get some score breaker will be settled in. Gonna have to reach on top of the Empire State Building. Going forward and have that figure on checkpoint 3. Okay, very good. That's 200 points perfection. Okay, close call, bit average, and good. Now for the next figure. Okay, very close. Now on top of the Statue of Liberty. That's 25,900 points. 1 skill on the air-based vehicle is set and complete. Now that's what I call 149,629 points to go for only 1 part of the new week and make it good to be simple repair. Next up on water base in skill 2, Black Hills in the Midwest. No restriction only on powerboat or jet sprint if possible. That will be doing much eligibility to go faster and rack up the score breaker to go double by the points. But I know what to do. Just have to choose any available powerboat that has a score breaker. To be using is the Ice Marine Blade Runner 35 2017. Time to go Swip, Modest, and Maintain. That's why attempt or another and one skill set is just what you need to do to have a 75% skill point is going to have to be racking up by effects. Just have to go nice and slow. Feel the flow of riding on the powerboat. Keep a good direction. Doing one jump. Okay, that's the spirit. Got to go around right here. Keep going. It's like you're about to do a characteristic of skiing, then go slow down. But I mean, I just really might need to master more on the Blade Runner 35. But there you go, just time run out and 14,525 points. But remember folks, just try to do your best and don't need to go slow down. That's why example to go under 150,000 points, as I just recently for the second time on 149,029 points. Moving on to the goal, and go for the second water-based vehicle in the cold state by the escape. Just in time, and grab the fast favor to be right back in and use the Froucher 1414 demon to get in and keep that flow of the river to go for a nice calm. Hope I'm ready, because it's about to go encore and faster to go lickety split. Okay, it's about to get much more. Squeezing down on the gap. Going underneath the bridge for only a low angle. Got to follow this guy. MPB_408. Come on, just have to stay on it. Just only one skill and keep it much more improved and modest to be faster. But somehow, I just really prefer to have a strategy to go for a maintain, so I just end up right over here by contact by the rock. Come on, just have to keep going and slow down. But that should do enough. 4,607 yards, and that's it. Not a problem. I just have to go for attempt number 2 and get it right. But very yet unfortunately, I'm always had to be preferred to go for the opposite direction to go safer and much more clear rather than avoiding any contact around onto the rocky areas. Just have to slow here and kick it up in a high gear. That's much better. Going a bit patient, slower, and more faster to keep it much more safer to have the main advantage. But I wonder, the only strategy that you already know about to do this part of the escape is already been done and done. But I'm always gonna have to go for only a brainstorming idea at a time. Just have to keep going and beat that current distance ejected on clearance in 55.33 yards. But hopefully does so. He'll have to get it done and make it much more clear to be well beaten after being one rival event from Beat the Duke. But there we go. Just attempt number 2 to be updated, and that's 93,032 points. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'll have to come back and do for another rematch, as I had to go for a different powerboat to be settled and go prefer to have the Blade Runner 35 to go lighter, tighter, and more pushing on the edge. So folks, there's going to be having some 2 events on no restriction for powerboat and street race, plus 4 events on vehicle restriction only. So which one should I have to put up with? But after all, currently in progress on 13,483rd place on the gold position is now being well placed and see how it turns out to go for racking up the points in 1 million points to go over. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch up discipline by the pick. Alright, hovercraft time for event number 1. Gold Rush at the Bayou. Proto SK Armor 2018 is about to be ready up, and Go recommend to have one of the 4 vehicle restriction in Car-Toon. But this is going to be a lot of good colorful environment, and this will be very much more enjoyable ever since I just went there for having one full walkthrough along with the other 2 events on the Gator Rush. Here I come and go on the land base and water base together. But take place to be on nighttime, but boy, I just really have to go again, and this time is the most finest place to be here in the swamp of the Bayou. Unlike all the other hovercraft vehicles, the SK armor is now being fully reinforced to have a modifier to have that roll bar cages is similar to the Bumblebee X. But the turbine is now being outfitted to have one single vehicle and very much more capable to do some sliding around on the turns and elevation by taking one jump at a time. So I had to do 3 laps in one event, just had to make one good faster effort and field the line on the hovercraft rush. Okay, gonna have to go hovercraft drifting to do a power slide. It's like going booting like a Cadillac, sting like a beaver. But characteristic in hovercraft is very much more similar when doing on rallycross vehicles. There we go. Slide around and keep that good turbine to be stay on the main active, then go full boosted. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 10 seconds on the gap away from the opponent. What says keep on riding, stay clean and characteristic in hovercraft. But just like doing on the track on tarmac and 2 terrains to go on the water and land all together. But not today, object. I just don't want this to have a little taste of embarrassment. I'm just always getting warmed up, and I'm gonna chase it and feel the main committed on the rush. Okay, 5% to go remaining. This will be the last turn, and go clear on the podium. Just very good, and adding up 280,000 bucks that is already owned to have one vanity item on the winner tent. So that's one event to be required on the follow-up catch-up, and then just have to take 5 events to go remaining. So hovercraft is being checked on my list. Now go for only event number 2. We'll be doing the current position by approaches on 2 events on no restriction for the powerboat and street race, or I'll have to keep continue on in air race. We'll be using the GBR1. Let's go to the mountain state and heading up to Archpark Trail. By maximum per level on 270 when using the Granville Brothers aircraft GBR1 1934. It comes in to be adjusted in 975 horsepower and top speed in the air for 250 miles per hour. That's why this airplane is very much more faster, lighter, challenging, and born heavier to see this kind of a look at the plane is very much more original and being suitable for a vintage. That's why I'm about to be appraisal and test this big airplane out to see how it goes. So let's get ready for takeoff, and Master the jumbo-sized airplane will be on the air. Smoke trail on, be ready for it. This could go a little bit heavy and go a little extreme. That's 1 second perfect. Just had to go careful by the gate collision. Have the fourth one to keep that matching figure to be simple and clean. Unlike the 21st century airplane, this one is a 20th century airplane that have a very similar look, and different size airplane was made in America. That's why the only thing to master this GB1 is all about to go old-fashioned without taking too much extreme. But be very wisely, the strategy it goes, the 1 second perfect is what you need to have a very good air race wizard to be on the main source of the achievement. So that's very nice, and added by 1 second perfect. Just aim the same match, and going on top of the Rocky Mountains. Okay, that should do the trick. Now going underneath the bridge and form the loop. Okay, here comes the second lap. Got to go nice, and added by 1 second perfect to go for 2. But apparently 1 second should do the trick, and just have to be very practiced to do very well. Okay, that should do one basic step, and just have to go by novice if you really know about the 20th century airplanes. Very fortunate favors the bold, and one loop or another to get back and have that same configuration to go again. But very practice, much more needed to have the Granville Brothers aircraft for the GB1 is what you need to have some skills and get it well performed. Okay, a very nice performance. Just have to go boosted the nitro. Get back up. And here's the finish line. Just added by 24 seconds, and good record on 2 minutes, 12.863 seconds. It surely might be a very good helpful to have some average and perfection when using one airplane during Car-Toon as a theme summon. But after all, it was a very good, impressive airplane from the 1930s. It takes a lack of skills and perspective for only one airplane by mastering the GBR1. It's already been finished and checked on race number 2. Then let's go touring car for race number 3 at the Jersey Chain Book Cup for the Porsche 935 2.0 Coupe Baby. For only one hovercraft and air race discipline, touring car is about to go for a super speedway to have an old-fashioned racing is very much more nostalgia, and go for a classic race car ever since from the 20th century for having a good entertainment on cartoons. But only in the Crew 2, only one kind of a race car in the Porsche is very much more fine impressive to go for the 1977 race car with the 935 2.0 Coupe. But better yet, just adding up with some cartoon themed vanities on the tire, window, plus nitro, and the exception on the underglow. Time to go fast and go quicker than quick in the Porsche 935 2.0 Coupe with the title initial nickname as the Baby. So let's get ready up and drive very fast just like Lightning McQueen. Got to go finish in the top 3, and we know the drill. Just have to go apply overtake, then take the first turn on the inside. Very piece of cake. Magnificent on the theme condition to go for a spring season rather than on the winter. Just having one old-fashioned race car versus 7 modern-day race cars to go all in. Just have to go full boosted to have the first lap. Going in on lap number 2. So we've done this before, and we're about to go again. So which kinds of Cars movie do I really like the most from number 1 to 3? But the first one is very perfectly to have the storyline to take place in Radiator Springs. That's how history is all about to have the legendary of the Route 66 in the United States of America. And for the sequel to Cars 2, which is going to be take place around in the world to be celebrated to have some different racing cars on the World Grand Prix. But very much more enjoyable, but even yet, there might be some action-packed spy theme is now being coming in. What I kind of like about Cars 1 and Cars 2 is very much more original and sequel, but the third one in Cars 3 is where old race cars meets new race cars to have the previous and first generation is now come together to have some very much more differences from the past, present, and the future. But even so, Jackson Storm is a new contender by challenging Lightning McQueen to a race. But however, Cruz Ramirez is now being took over to be part as a new racer. That's why new generation comes in when the old one is now being stepping out into retirement. But it all makes sense. The history of motorsports has now been bared and come together to this day. Just only one of the three Cars movie and one storyline altogether, but especially for the spin-off in Disney's Planes. That's why the GP1 is very much more aircraft racing discipline is now being put up to have some old-fashioned and new ways to be flying in the air. That's why I just really have to go watch it again on Cars 1 to 3. But even so, I just have a nephew who just really like about playing cars when I just spend time with him during my break. But of course, it's my brother's son. My nephew, of course. So how many laps did I just went by? Even so, I'm just currently on lap number 7 or lap number 8. So I had to keep going. Progression is on 82% to go by 83. So here comes the final lap. I can hardly wait. This we'll be doing on lap number 10. Got to work my way and get this segment video to go well fixed to be good as new. There's the Ferrari 488 GT3. Gonna take the podium, and there you go. Only 3 minutes, 38.883 seconds. Not bad for an old timer, right? There yet, and clear on 116,862 points. My time of fasting is just yet around on the clock, and then I just really might need to have only 3 more races to go. One for the powerboat, street race, and monster truck will be on standby. But I had to go quick and do on the powerboat on race number 4 to be ready up and go to the Pacific Coast in every song event. But I know what to do because any available powerboat to go for a Nitro Chemist is just what I need to go sport and style. Got to go back and grab the Blade Runner 35 to be settled and placement on the Nitro to go by 1050 horsepower and top speed 192 miles per hour. Time to go on the water after finishing on touring car for only a one short amount of time, and then Car-Toon deemed summoned to go for a time attack in 3 laps for the street race, and monster truck will be on the get-go to be on patient. So I totally got this and kick it up into high gear. Okay, I see Clarence. Got to go pass around him and take that lead. As usual, just have to go around and aim the checkpoint. It's gonna have to take some time to go and master the figure 8 circuit around onto the Pacific Coast. Here's the jump. Quick time on the Nitro to be on the patient and go for the next one to be proceed on lap number 2. So I had to beat the waves and come around quickly to go lickety split. Final lap, here I come, and give it all I got. But speaking of which, this could be my time to go spring break for having Car-Toon Theme Summon and the current weekly challenges from Gran Turismo 7. But I can still take some time and just have to get it done and get the progress to be settled in by one single week. Okay, progression on 82%, one more jump to go, half gauges on 50%, that should do the trick. It's coming along nicely and have one checkpoint to go, then the finish line is perfectly claimed the podium. And there you go. First place in every 2 laps on the Figure 8 circuit. Wonderful, just wonderful to have 104,543 points. Just have the penultimate for Dominion Forestburg. We'll have to wait at Eagle Falls Motorsport Park, and I just have one street race discipline to go for an Acme style livery to go for a service car. But I can hardly feel it. And it's number 3 at the Eagle Falls Motorsport Park to go for a track layout, and I'm about to grab the cabby vehicle on the Proto Hub 1. But that's right, viewers, I just nicknamed the Proto Hub 1 cabby is now being put up and be ready for everything. Go by brand, gonna have to scroll down and choose the letter P for Proto. Alright, there's my cabby. The Proto Hub 1 Marcos Cab service vehicle is now being ready up and go for 280 per level in 721 horsepower and top speed 227 miles per hour. But we still have it from Kaboom from the previous theme summon as ever before in the same cartoon theme environment. So I have to get myself prepared and drive very well while Cabby is still getting nervous about having a 3-lap time attack. Let's give it much more zanier than ever. Okay, got a good eye on Chris Forsberg in the Nissan 370C. Got to drive well and keep it much more careful for Cabby. Yeah, very good. And keep the direction on the pointing finger. That's a good checkpoint clear. Going up straight. Oh man. Yeah, I kind of say that Cabby is feeling a little bit nervous about doing a 3-lap time attack. But I still got behind the wheel and he's just getting a little bit much anxious and nervous about the strategy to find a good line. For every alive cars in every cartoons, well, I mean, this is going to be doing some complications to see this cab vehicle in this part of the event. But mostly, animated cars from the cartoons is still very much more animation and very well enjoyable from the 20th century. For example, the 1930s and 1940s is actually to have the first one ever yet to be designed. A living car is now becoming a cartoon version. But old-timers just really give some nostalgia when they're a young child. That's why cartoons from the 20th century always give some old-fashioned and give it much more shareable in the late 20th century, like the 1990s. So I'm at 19 seconds behind from Chris Forsberg lap time. Got to keep it careful, but sometimes Cabby might need to keep it under control. Don't worry, its engine might be going a little bit much more steamed out soon. Got to get my crew to have Cabby to get fixed. Come on, just have to stick it and try to work hard on the apex. That's 26 seconds, 0.502. Sharper turn coming. Oh man. He got this, you guys. Cabby totally got this. Keep it up, Opal. Just only one more checkpoint to go, and the finish line is now being claimed on the podium. That's good. Under 3 minutes, and that's 2 minutes, 54.306 seconds. What says Car-Toon cars can't race on a time attack, but even so, that makes one attempt in 68,017 points. I'll have to put this up on catching up number 2, and then the combo event for the last doing monster truck for the Nissan 370C Type C34. Better get yourself prepared. Arch Park Trail will go off-roading to have a good steam of condition rather than on the snow. It all comes down to have one more event to go to have some hovercraft, airplane, touring car, and 2 types of powerboat and street race discipline to go for only one single lap, and the rally raid for only one monster truck edition for the Nissan 370C. Here we go, folks. It's about to go off-roading monster truck style, and get yourself prepared. Nitro Chemist is what you need to do for the second time after April Fool's opening. Let's beat the time in under 4 minutes with a decimal of .729. Got to go around and explore the areas of Arch Park Trail, but you know, for the fans of Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner from Looney Tunes, we're on the street about the upcoming film Coyote vs. Acme, that they just really want to see that new film right now because of the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, led by David Salaf. But I just really want to see that new film. It is very much more different, like Looney Tunes Back in Action and Space Jam the First. But mostly that everybody really want to have a strong demand hashtag, release Coyote vs. Acme. But it's very understandable because everybody really want to see that new film of this year because of David Salaf's actions, who just really might need to have some more films and animated shows. But it turns out they just really still pending that every fans really want to see how Coyote really want to take on Acme. What all the plans have failed for the Coyote who tried to catch Roadrunner, but somehow things might have to go way too far close enough, and that's not all, folks. Wile E. Coyote is not giving up without having one single fight to take on Acme after purchasing with some equipment to catch Roadrunner around in the desert area. Just have to go around. Still have some nitro available to go boost it and slide around. Area checkpoint clear. Got to go proceed. Make that shortcut and go for the jump. Alright. Top that without having one contact by the rock. So I just don't want to do the same thing Wile E. Coyote did. There we go. Safe and clear. Now for the inside to go stepping up onto the off-road trail. Okay, go boosted. Progression at 85%. Going up on 86. Time will tell when Coyote vs. Acme might need to come out soon. But still being patient because they just really want to fire David Salaf was being responsible for not releasing the movie. That's why I'll have to leave it to everyone, and there it goes. 3 minutes, 4.419 seconds in one attempt. Let's see the results. There we go, and that's 115,897 points. 7 legendary part on monster truck category, and it's all good. Just only have few events 1 skill, and 2 more to be required on follow-up catch-up is now being back on track in position on the rank in 2,955th place in 1,109,282 points in about 1 day left to go. Much enjoyable entertainment, plan by plan, and just had to see how you can do very well on 6 events with a color themed cartoon background style in high definition, and exception for 3 skills on 2 water-based and 1 air-based vehicle. Very enjoyable and very much more well obliged to have some 2 events might need to be required on hovercraft to go for the Gold Rush at the Bayou and street race event in Dominion-Forsberg number 3 at Eagle Falls Motorsport Park. But very entertainable, just had to see some fun time moments to go well be creative and get any kinds of different vehicles to go improve and stronger to be racking up and stay well defended when you're on the platinum. Only one rerun themed summon is done. The ultimate is about to go brand new, and the next one will be available until April 10 through the 17th of 2024 to get the ultimate edition on the Nissan 350Z Roadster along with the Ultimate Nitro and Sequin Wings Underglow on 2 types of rare. Plus 200,000 followers includes to have an upcoming event will be on the preview to have 3 more mad skill on the listed. There's the buoy smashing for freestyle along with 2 salams in pro racing. 2 events on no restriction for rallycross and Albert Grand Prix discipline along with a hypercar will take the combo event by using the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus Divine Edition followed by Maserati Levanti Trofeo and the Gordon Murray's T.50s. Perfect and very perfect to have some return ones and new ones as well. Alright folks, time to wrap this up before at the end of the video, and it was a lot of fun out there to have a cartoon themed summon in Car-Toon. But of course, it's a very good well entertainment and putting up with some few other changes until I'll have to come back and do some follow-up catch-up on hovercraft for the XK armor and any street racing vehicle on number 3 Dominion Forsberg at the Eagle Falls Motorsport Park. Just one thing to have 1 skill we'll be doing on Escape. That's why I just really might need to go racking up and get things to be settled and well done until the new one will be coming up soon, and then the rest will have to take the rerun on Polar Rush, Road Samurai, and Straight from Sweden is coming soon. So thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Follow me on DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Patreon, Discord, and more social media platforms. And don't forget to check it out all of my screenshot images on UDRS in Sportec, Vision Total Drama, and DreamArt Livery Style Dispenser presented by myself, Hyperion-Blue-GT, as you may ever welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time on the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.